Hey guys, you're back with the letter. Before we start, so I was recording 10 minutes ago when a power outage happened while I was recording, and it looks like the footage is corrupt. I was recording for like 30 minutes. Normally I'd go back and re-record it, but oh wait, no, right, okay. A few weird things happened, so footage is corrupted. I'm just gonna skip over it because very little. Basically, nothing important happened. Like, I could summarize it all, which I will when I'm skipping through, but another thing that happened, which I found weird, the game forgot all my settings, which I have since gone back and more or less fixed. Like, it started in full screen when I like to record in a window where I could see OBS, so I had to make it smaller. A window. And just... It felt that weird. Like, Windows booted up in safe mode too, which this is the first time I've ever seen safe mode. That was a crazy experience. It's like, whoa, what's going on? I thought I reverted back to like Windows 98. Anyway, so while we're skipping, okay, so it brought me to where when you continue like mini saves. But so let's skip through here and I'll show you, everything that happened. Sense. Oh wait, I found out there's an option for instant skip. Right? Okay, I'm still on classic. So he finds a box. Johan's they hide extra security. They're gonna take Hannah to the doctor. He finds a box. There's eyeballs in it. There's some voice acting that was.
Good morning to you, Luke.
I shouldn't have touched that. I shouldn't have touched that.
First off, I feel like that line in particular is important for Luke's character. Like, he's really sensitive about this type of stuff. Like, he just picks up the box and is like, oh crap. But anyway.
Oh God, that's sick. That is sick.
After that line, I felt like he kind of got a bit over the top. But I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Because, he found eyeballs. And Luke's a sensible person and doesn't like disembodied eyeballs. Anyway, Kylie has a weird doll that Hannah gave her. And she brings up her imaginary friend. Takako, doesn't
and
exist.
You didn't go with her?
Well, you were going to be here, sweetie, so I had to stay behind.
And she's mentioning how he didn't go to the doctor with her. And as actually a bit more.
Oh, no, of course not. Tia has Johan's and her maid and a guard. She's got plenty of company.
Yeah, but you're not with her.
If I didn't know better, I'd say the kid's trying to make me feel guilty. I want to say that the little tech is evil for making me feel so. Yeah, look, watch out. Spoilers. I'd go insane if I didn't have the branching tree for this game.
But I understand. When I get sick, Papa and Mama have to leave me with their maids, too.
Oh, they don't take care of you?
That doesn't sound right. My mom took care of me when I was sick as a child.
Well, they're always busy with work.
Oh, I see. I guess that's no good.
I know she doesn't mean to accuse me of anything, but as your father's boss, maybe I do overwork Suryas a bit. There's a lot of responsibilities that only he is capable of carrying out. Delegation is a thing, sure. When certain responsibilities are legally questionable at best, putting others to the task isn't always an option. So I just skimmed over like 20-30 minutes of stuff, But I did ramble a bit, especially about the voice acting in this game, which basically credits to voice acting is pretty good. Sometimes it's questionable, but it's more or less good. That's summed up version of what I talked about for like 3 minutes.
Maybe your papa is in need of some vacation time. He deserves it, doesn't he? He's a hard worker. I could arrange something for the holidays.
I could cut him some slack. Some of his assignments can wait. I can't do much for her mom. She's one of my employees. This would have to suffice. It'll be worth it if it makes the little girl happy. Because just like that, the somber look on her face turns into one of pure joy. It's like looking at a little sun, warm and bright. It's nice to do something kind every now and then.
Would you really, Tio?
Oh yeah, I found out the reason she calls him Tio. You're right. So, her last name, Suarez. What sewer? Spanish. Okay? Oh, this is probably Spanish. Don't yell at me if it's like Portuguese or something. Come on, Spain and Portugal, basically the same country. I mean, they're right next to each other, right? So I mean, anyway, Tio. That's got to be Spanish for uncle, because it has the squiggly eye.
Would you like that?
I'd like that very much, yeah! We can go to this museum! There's one with lots of cool trains and planes! I like trains! And there's the local Manor theme park! And a monkey forest! There's a kid adventure farm too, the wacky warehouse, and a play barn as well, and...
Whoa, slow down there, Munchkin.
I also brought up how Kylie existing, she hasn't had a reason to exist yet, basically, as a character. Other than, oh, creepy girl, haha, and Zachary's out. So, I think something's gonna happen to her. I brought up how I think she might fall down the stairs and break her neck because Luke was worried about that when she was running down the stairs.
I know you're excited, but I think you should let me schedule your dad's day off before you plan a whole year's worth of stuff.
It's an embarrassed giggle, but she does reel herself in, enough to calm down, which is a feat in and of itself. It's obvious how giddy she is. And if she wasn't looking forward to the holidays before, like any child should, she does now.
I think Tia would be really happy if you were with her. You could have told me you needed to go to the hospital with her, Teal. I won't be angry.
Shouldn't that be I wouldn't be angry?
I'd love to be with her, but I wanted to spend time with you, Munchkin. And she told me to stay. Besides, I don't like hospitals. They always smell like alcohol. Not the good kind either.
What? They smell like alcohol? That's a perfect place for you!
I don't think anybody likes hospitals. They're scary. But you said Tia is brave and strong.
That she is.
Oh, did you see that spray? Hold on. I want to go back and see that. There's no back option, I think. I like Little Busters because you can just scroll up and select a line and you can go back to that line. Content silence comes over us as we go back to script. Oh yeah, speaking of Little Busters, I haven't talked about this yet. I had a dream where I was playing baseball, so now I want to start a baseball team. If any of you guys want to join, contact me at HorseyEatYou Enterprises and what's it at hotmail.com. I was trying to think of like the oldest email possible. Though I stop when I'm done with my blue dog, cringing at how awful it looks. Ellie reprimands me for that because I should be like her. Little Tech goes through several sheets of paper, one drawing after another. Practicing, she says, because okay, maybe that's a British thing. Wait. I assume the developers are found somewhere in Europe. Presumably the UK, because you know the whole setting in Britain thing. Wait, this is in Britain, right? I assume so. Because practice makes perfect. Not to mention there's a drawing contest coming up in class, and she just has to beat Tim from Class D, who says girls can't be superheroes. The Clay gets a turn too, where he starts sculpting food and pretending we're Michelin chefs. And we're too tired for tossing pizza and making cakes. There's no trouble in finding another activity more relaxing for the both of us. Also, the ghost is happening. The ghost still exists. Which I agree in last episode is probably being due to it being a windy day. And I have like an air conditioning unit in my room that the one kind of like makes an effect and that causes the door to slightly open and close because I can't fully close my door. And that somehow makes the sound. But no, ghosts are more likely. I find myself invested in reading The Picture of Dorian Gray once more. Often I lose myself in the pages of the book. I haven't read it. However, it is rather difficult to do so when I'm trying to keep an eye and an ear out for Kylie. Been reading the same paragraph over and over again, even. Inexplicably, I can feel my skin crawl when the girl sits with Narcissa? By the parlor's fireplace, humming, singing. Well, she calls it Sissa, right? So Narcissa. Though I ignore it long enough to hear only the tail end of the song.
Everything is up in flames, up in flames, up in flames. Everything is up in flames, my fair lady.
I wonder if that's foreshadowing. Oh, that was a weird shit. Huh. Taking away for a checkup, Luke was left alone to watch over his godchild, Kylie Suarez. However, what was supposed to be a simple baby sitting turned awkward when the precocious child began spouting bizarre things. What's this? Asher just headed to the Ermengarde mansion that night, but to end the curse. Okay, so Asher's on his way already. Oh, but he hasn't stopped by the... Okay, but he's coming. He'll be here. I don't think I can spend any more time with Kylie, considering how high-strung I feel. So, we're nearing the climax. Like, I imagine it won't go too far beyond that bit with Ashton, aside from like an epilogue. I wonder, is the epilogue in this tree? I wouldn't think so. I think it's gonna open like a epilogue right there. Or just not have a branching tree, because that'd actually be very... That'd be like this, but longer. Well, maybe not necessarily longer, but still. So it is a good thing that Silly guys came for as soon as they're called. Yes, take her away from here, so like we don't have like ghosts taking Lolly hostage. Though it is earlier than the agreed upon time, he voices no complaint. The guy even has a look of relief as soon as they left. Or at least I interpreted it as such when, from where I stood by one of the windows, not bothering to step out and greet the man. No doubt he still doesn't trust me around his spawn. Well, he has every right to be suspicious of me. I am a dangerous man, after all. But to my chagrin, that leaves me with the rest of the day with nothing to do. Well, aside from picking up the mess Kylie left scattered about in the parlor, my immense relief, she remembered to take her doll home with her this time. But the same cannot be said for the crayons and paper littered here and there. First things first, snatch my own doodle off the table and rip it to shreds, leaving no hope that it will see the light of day. The rest of the drawings, all Kylie's, remain unharmed as I collect the lot. Well, they have been stacked neatly on the table before. Must have been blown about when I saw Kylie off. There are plenty of them, and there's going to be like a creepy ghost from one of them, right? From cats to cakes to colorful rainbows and gardens, the child managed to make a lot during her morning here. There's one more that I have to fish out of the fireplace where it landed. Expecting to see another one of Kylie's masterpieces, I'm still greeted with something a bit more concerning. I feel like there's something off in this picture. Let's see. There's Kylie, there's Tia Luke, and there's... Oh! Takako! Oh! Takako! There's me, and there's Kylie. The two of us, side by side, and smiling as their stick figure self standing in the nondescript field. I like his hair. That much I can discern without looking at the labels below the doodle's feet. But a third figure stands next to me in the drawing, huh? A woman with her face hidden behind a curtain of black. Takako, the writing under her supplies.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
One big happy family. Yeah, so Kylie's the mom, Takako's the dad, and Luke's the kid.
Taka who?
Takako, a friend I made.
Hairs in the back of my neck stand on end, and I feel a chill go down my spine. A breath. That isn't mine. That is me turning around, expecting, hoping to see anyone, but nothing. That's when I hear it. Laughter, sweet and merry laughter from the ballroom. Thinking about it has my cheeks burning and my blood burning hot. It's as if I'm being mocked. As I start towards the door, I have to stop myself from shouting up a storm. Expect to see some of the help, dabbling about, idle from the duties. Can we stop? Can we stop the sound effect? Well, they had another thing coming. But again, nothing. Nothing from what I can see with the cursory glance, at the very least. I roam around, looking for near impossible hiding places, and still, I'm alone. Yet I can still hear the laughter, that accursed laughter, echoing about in the room, in my head.
Who's there? Show yourselves and show some respect to the master of the house!
Cold uneasiness settles into my stomach when no one answers. Stumble on my own 2 feet, feeling a wave of nausea coming from nowhere. I throw a hand against the wall to stay upright when the world shifts, and pain explodes from beyond my eyes. It takes every ounce of my self-control not to heave, then and there. The only thing my pride allowed me to do is close my eyes, and attempt to alleviate some of the pain. So the ghost, like, it's not haunting Luke, it just looks like the ghost waifu, right? Right? I think so? Anyway, vague, unfamiliar images, dare I say memories, not mine, flash in my head, unbidden and unwelcome. No. Do not have a flashback sequence. Unbidden and unwelcome. Like a strong hammer strike to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in two. Whatever emotions they hold are muted. Nothing but a spectator. Still, its weight feels palpable. Though it doesn't take long for these sensations to get into my head, through my eyes and my ears, creeps and buzzes in the spaces between. Lovely meal in the gardens on a rare sunny day. The Lord and his lady cannot be any happier. One woman seeds, looking on in despair. Just jealousy presents itself, like wriggly worms trying to force themselves down my throat.
I'm so delighted you can be here with me today, my love. I miss you so.
Is that Hannah's voice actress?
I am but your most humble servant, milady. I do regret that the trades keep me away far too often.
That's not Luke's voice actor, definitely.
But simply say the word and I'll...
Oh, hush. It is a little import now. All that matters is you are here, my love. Now enough of that. I have good news. Do you recall the confectionery we used to frequent? From the western edge of the village, down by the river?
I feel sick, another grin in the gills at the sensation. Lusting until its image is all but washed away by another. So... Oh, are we only going through the memory fragments that we have? That's actually kind of cool. I thought we'd go through all of them. It hurts. She doesn't want this.
You lacked care. You forget your place, and you've indulged yourself far too much in this fantasy of yours.
This is vile, like vomit and sludge brushing against my skin before it covers me until I'm weighed down. Disgusting. You're wrong. Stop
You've
it.
overstepped your boundaries and livery.
Stop it. This is wrong. Please.
May I remind you that you are nothing but a servant, a slave, an unattractive, unchaste harlot who thinks too much of herself.
What's with this pattern on the walls? It's kind of like a window shape. Well, not very neat though. Like, there's a bunch of rectangles on the bricks. Like, yeah, those are called bricks. But no. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on YouTube. Please no more. Over and over, it hurts. The pain, however, is not unbearing, overbearing, or blinding. They killed the cat! It's the littlest of cuts and the bruising of flesh by blunt force. I don't think I ever noticed the cat before. It dribbles down my cheeks and my mouth. There's pounding in my head. It's not blinding, but that makes it all starker. Everything hurts.
Please, milady, he need not suffer. I beg of you, have mercy. You already have me to do as you please. He deserves none of this.
Why is this happening?
Silence, before I cut out that impertinent tongue of yours and feed it to the dogs.
You will watch and you will learn what happens when I am displeased.
What have I done to deserve this? One after the other, they come at me. An unending flood that threatens to sweep me away from what feels like an eternity. Each one show both joy and suffering for those who have called this mansion their home. Each new scene is like a hammer to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in two. I can feel every little emotion in the blurring images that present itself in my head. Feel part of these, like I've lived through them, though I know that's not possible. All their anger burns through me, that much is evident, but the pain more so. Above all of it are the whispers. The voices calling, luring, till one image emerges in vivid contrast from the others. When there's a shout of joy, my eyes snap open, looking for the culprit. That's when the whole room just changes. Everything is the same, and everything isn't. There are people everywhere, laughing and dancing. Okay, I was expecting that to be like a hour-long flashback sequence. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Incorporating the memory fragments in the game. That's cool. I like that. There are people everywhere, laughing and dancing. Should be concerned about them. My mind finds it easy to dismiss them as they fade in and out from nothingness. Instead, I find my concentration drawn to a man and woman. Though one can only call them a lord and a lady, filling by their clothes. And no, just see how happy the couple is. The maid's eyes are eerily blank, like he's not all there. His face is familiar though. In fact, they both are. I can't quite place why. Can we stop repeating this? The two make for a pretty picture as they dance in the center of the ballroom. Even the phantom crowd's attention stays on them. It reminds me so much of Hannah and I during the early days of our marriage, the honeymoon years, to call it. We were happy then too, with smiles under the sunshine, with a normal dreary weather. Younger, we had less to worry about, or at least thought that way. I wished we could go on that way, even with all that I did and had to do. But life had a way of catching up. There's work to be done. The way to stay the loving, perfect couple in public could not afford to look so weak. If you're tied down to someone else, to those who knew who I really am, the heart of my heart when I had business. But it hadn't always been so easy to just switch that part of me on and off. Should be concerned about this intrusion too. That's what in bloody heck they're doing in my house, throwing a party as if they own the place. I mean, they're kind of see-through. Well, not really. They're blue though. I mean, Ask myself how the freak I didn't notice what was going on before. The parlor and the foyer are both only a few doors away. But I have the feeling that yelling and screaming at them won't do much of anything anyway. None of the others have given me notice. Are you gonna talk about this at all? Regardless, this might not even be real. It dawns on me that these two other people from the paintings went all over the mansion. Which makes sense. I think I'm imagining enough to make this all up on my own. This must be a dream. Can you stop this sound effect? Or a really horrible high. Just that I can feel my eyes on. I can feel eyes on me as I contemplate the absurdity of the situation. I find difficulty in trying to tear my eyes away from the two dancing. Okay. I manage. I regret looking away. The woman from the balcony stands beside me. You looked a lot better in the CG. Like, can you just, like, turn to your side? I can hear your rattling breath, menacing and chilling. Everything in me screams to your on. But something pins me to this. Does she have two different color eyes? Yeah, that one's like green, that one's like yellow. Something pins me to the spot as she just looks at me, watching and waiting. Clamor of their voices fill the volume. Although they say such welcoming words, I do not feel comforted by the badness I'm experiencing. The joyous voices turn sinister and foreboding to my ears. The chorus of people that shouldn't exist, threaten to overwhelm me, drown me even as they stand on dry land. The music still plays as the Phantom Quartet continues while I stand here, vulnerable and afraid. The dance has already ended. I'm afraid that I might be tonight's entertainment. Tension is all well and good until bullets like this go down. These phantom people watch me, thousands of eyes scrutinize them, they cheer for my return, cajole me to dance and join the merriment. Their eager hands all over, pulling me in every direction. They did not move me enough to remove me from the woman's gaze.
Listen. Can you not hear them as they welcome you home? Your kind, our kind. You're one of us, my love. We are bonded by the blood we share.
Can we not? Like, hey, I just want to live a normal life. Like, once I die, sure, whatever. But, like, I want to live. We still want to live, though. What's rewrite? This is an awesome scene they cut from the anime. Still mad about that. It's not the voices were overwhelming before. It's nothing compared to how they are now. Their voices are loud, speaking in unit. I mean, they kind of. I'm still mad they didn't. Like, they gave it 24 episodes. What they should have done? Just animated, like, Kotori's out. Maybe Chihiya's might have been better for an anime. Although, it's arguable. I feel like Kotori's fits the theme of Rewrite more. Chihiya's is like Unlimited Blade Works. Anyway, their voices are loud, speaking in unison and echoing over onto the spaces in my head. They welcome me back, as if I've always belonged, as if I was meant to be here in the first place. They call me all these titles and names that do not belong to me in that man's face, the one with empty eyes flashing in before me. Once, fleetingly. Like a new memory having burned itself into my mind. I have to struggle for air when I come back to myself after.
I'm not. This isn't.
The welcomes turned into screams at my protest. This song's pretty cool. And this is scary. Pain and desperate pleas for my help, telling me that it's my duty to stay. Like, so far this game has relied on like jump scares, but this is actually, they've nailed the atmosphere here. Telling me that I belong among them, to them. Gentle touches turn near threatening. Warning scratches and the baring of teeth by predators before they truly maim someone. What happened to Luke not calling Ashton crazy when Ashton told him ghosts? Anyway, my mouth goes dry as I struggle to speak some sense of this hallucinatory madness. I don't get the chances that drown out my voice.
Our Lord, my Prince.
At her words, there's a compulsion to stay. When my heart races in my chest, the fear that I should be experiencing refuses to register in my head. Mind and body war with each other, nearly tearing me in two. Oh, you proudly returned to us. The compulsion to walk into her arms is strong. Whispers in my head tell me to go to her. They say that she has safety, she has home and heart. We've been waiting so long. But repulsed by these thoughts, I wrench away and turn with a small gasp. Without hesitation, I start to make a run for it. Nearly falter when an angry shriek pierces the air, inhumane and monstrous. I don't dare look back, I just run. I didn't care if this was a drug-induced hallucination or not. Just run. Out of the ballroom. And out of the parlor. Well, Luke heard voices coming from the nearby ballroom. When he decided to investigate— Can you stop running, Luke? I'm trying to read this! He has assaulted by memories not of his own, and at the center of it all, it's the same woman who appeared before him the day before. Something that I bought to look back, hoping and praying. The god I scorned, did not pursue me. I would have run all the way out of this mansion too, if only someone would get in my way. I collided with a body much larger than mine and fall back to the ground, head spinning as I look up at the stained glass. Turning my head to the side, I faces the colorful sight with a pair of shiny black shoes. Fatigue fills every inch of my being then, making me refuse to get up. Meanwhile, a familiar head of ginger hair looks down at me in amusement.
You really must look where you're going if you insist on running about. Do tell, where is the fire?
Oh, thank God you're here.
I do hope you don't have a concussion. Can you count backwards from 15 to 1 for me?
Oh, fuck off, you wanker. Just help me up.
I do not think insulting me if you do have a concussion is a smart decision. But no, really. 15 to 1.
That woman, she was here. I told you to keep an eye out for her.
The other man offers an arm and pulls me up to my feet then. But before I can storm off and pull him to the ballroom, he anchors me down with one hand on my shoulder, the other touching the back of my head.
No bruising or bump. That still does not mean that you don't have a concussion.
Just count it from 15 to 1, Luke.
If you are too lazy to count backwards, can you tell me your full name? Where are you currently?
We don't have Lucille Mitchell Wright, and this is the Ermengarde bloody fucking foyer. But we don't have time for this.
You must make and have the time to make sure you are not broken in the head.
I mean, he was already like that beforehand, but I mean...
I have already sent security to scour the whole house when I saw you running out of the parlor, Dummkopf. If the woman is here, they will have her. You will only be slowing them down if you plan to interfere.
When he points that out, I realize that there are guards starting to filter into the house as we speak, with some already searching the nearby rooms. So I think the ghost has probably turned on Luke by now. Armed and uniformed men go about in pairs, making it so that the house is in a flurry of activity. He lets go of me then, with the knowledge that I'm not going to keel over anytime soon.
I was hoping that you would be tired from dealing with the young miss on my return. Instead, you come running and hit your head. Such a troublesome boy. Shall I be carrying you to bed, too?
I can manage just fine on my own. Though I don't see how I can sleep until that woman is caught.
It'll be easier to keep you safe in your quarters. This is twice we've known the woman to break in. I think we can safely presume that you hold her interest.
He says it as a matter of fact and has shown that brook no argument. Not like I'll argue if it means I'm kept safe. The two of us hurry upstairs, though we remain watchful and aware of any potential threats to my person. We make it to the master bedroom without any trouble, though, and two of the security are left outside the door. No problems at all. Not until we get inside. John's eyes scan the room wildly, look of dread on his usually stoic face. I don't understand for a moment. Looking around the bedroom, it's empty. But then I realize...
Where's Hana? She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she?
She's supposed to be here. I sent one of the maids to accompany her here, to let her rest.
I feel a color drain from my face when he raises a hand to stop me from charging out there.
Stay.
I'm not staying in here while Hana stays out there.
One of the guards will find her and bring her here.
And what if they don't? What if that woman gets to her first? What if she already has her?
That's not possible.
You can't promise that.
There's no second thought as I reach under my side of the bed and pull out one of my knives. I pull out an eye. When he was trying to pick up the eyes because he didn't want Kylie to see them, he tried picking up, but it kept just bouncing ball, and it's under the bed still. Pull out one of my knives. Okay. No doubt that the other man can take me on if we're both unarmed. But with this, I can even in the field. Or at least deter him from escalating this situation and risking hurting either of us.
I'm going out there to look for Hana. And you're either with me or you aren't. I'm not risking Hana, and I'm not leaving her alone.
Is this when they find Ashton? Still, like a stubborn mule, he refuses to budge from the door. There's a withering look on him that I try to match. On that somehow, losing fast too, even with him not saying a word yet.
Can you see yourself in the mirror right now? You are in no proper state to go looking for anyone. If it will make you happy, I will do the looking. But please, and don't make me repeat this, stay. where it's safe, where security can find you. We already have one person to be worried about. Please don't add another one to it.
Perhaps it's his tone. So how did he tell security when they were in the parlor? Does they have like a walkie-talkie that... I mean, it couldn't have taken more than like 5 seconds from when Luke exited the foyer to when he ran into him, right? How did he tell security? In spite of his general disdain for virtually everything that has to do with me, I'd like to think that over the years he's grown to care for Hannah, at least. Much as I loathe to admit this, I trust him with her safety over any servant in this house. So, an acquiesce.
You have 2 hours, Shirokin. I don't think it'll take that long to find one missing woman in this house. 2 hours. Any more than that, and I'm going out there.
That's a lot of time, I mean.
Of course.
I know it's a mansion, but it's only 2 stories, right? I mean... And they have multiple guards, so it's not like it's one person looking for her. Anyway, despite his words, he lingers. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he wants to make sure I get in that dang bed and sleep before he turns away from me. What am I, a child? Watching me and treating me like one. There's the reason why we'll never get along.
Well, what are you waiting for?
And the knife?
The knife stays.
Very well.
Only then does he seem to get the hint. With a nod, he leaves, locks the door, and closes the door behind him. For a moment, I still hear his voice while he gives me the guards outside firm instructions, and a hush as soon as he departs and his footsteps fade away. One that doesn't quite last. Quickly as the silence settles, lightning flashes across the sky, followed immediately by the loud boom of thunder. And that wanker strikes so dangerously close that I can feel the electricity in the air. Power goes out, and a second later, it feels like I'm being mocked by whatever greater power there is. I'll deathly still for a moment, but soon, the rain starts once again. Far heavier than the light drizzle from this morning, its pitter-patter hitting hard against this place's roof. Despite the noise, I find myself drawn to my bed, exhausted, hoping for a little nap. I'm safe here. Hannah will be safe too. Shirokin will find her, and when I wake, she'll be here. It does not take long. Once my head hits the pillow, in a matter of minutes, darkness claims me, bringing with its laughters and whispers of a twisted love from a long time ago. Bumping into Luke after his flight from the ballroom, Johannes quickly ushered the paranoid man to his room. When the house's security looked for the trespasser, only be greeted by a room devoid of Hannah, who was supposed to have arrived with the butler. Okay, where are we in the tree? Because we're nearing. This has to be near the end. Okay, I'll call it there. Next time I think. Did it say November 1st? If not, wait, hold on.
Who are you?
Okay, no, but it'll be November 1st next time, and the whole Ashton scene. I'll probably skip over most of it, but that'll happen, and then we'll get to where Ashton's got left off. Hopefully next time. We might be having like a dream sequence that might last too long. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.